Breaking news. Katie Hobbs can no longer enter the Russian Federation. In response to U.S. sanctions against Russia over its invasion of Ukraine, the names of 500 people, including Arizona's governor, were added to an exclusion list. The Russian government has added Hobbs and other prominent Americans like Congressman Eli Crane and Arizona State University President Michael Crow to a list of over 1,300 people who are permanently banned from entering the country. In response to sanctions imposed by the Biden administration, Russia has updated the list. The new list of 500 names includes many of Trump's political opponents. Along with Hobbs, 7 governors have been expelled: Christine Kotek of Oregon, Wesley Moore of Maryland, Jim Pillen of Nebraska, Jaron Polis of Colorado, Sarah Huckabee Sanders of Arkansas, and Maura Healey of Massachusetts. The list now includes a few attorneys general and the Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, who refused Trump's request that he find more votes. Adding their names to the list was something that Crow and Crane laughed off. According to a tweet from Crow, "So, I've been added to the list of people banned from Russia. Putin's thoughtful notes and bouquets will be sorely missed." Since Crow is the chairman of InQ Telephone, a nonprofit venture capital firm that invests in technology companies that support U.S. intelligence agencies like the CIA, he has apparently been added to the list because of this position. Nearly half of the investments made by the group had some sort of financial tie to a trustee, according to a 2016 Wall Street Journal investigation. In total, 16 InQ Telephone executives and leaders were expelled, including him. A reporter who tweeted a quote from Crane noted that Crane had signed on to a letter expressing skepticism about U.S. aid to Ukraine on April 20, 2023, and that Crane had subsequently been sanctioned the following month. The tweet included a GIF of Leonardo DiCaprio raising a glass and saying, "Well played Russia, well played." Hobbs has not commented publicly on her inclusion on the list along with the other governors, and she has ignored numerous requests for comment. Ex-President Barack Obama was banned, along with a number of comedians and journalists. 27 male South Carolina legislators, including all 3 Republican senators, voted Tuesday to ban abortions after 6 weeks, despite opposition from all 5 female senators. The ban, which prohibits abortions when most women are unaware of their pregnancies, is on its way to Republican Governor Henry McMaster's desk, where he is expected to sign it. Given that South Carolina is the only remaining Deep South state without a restriction on the procedure post-Roe, this is a huge deal. Women's rights in South Carolina are being fought for by the Women's Rights and Empowerment Network, led by CEO Ann Warner. "South Carolina is holding the line for the entire Southeast," Warner said. "The significance to our state and the surrounding area is enormous. Moreover, South Carolina has extremely high rates of infant and maternal mortality, which are among the worst in the country," she said. "Such prohibitions would only exacerbate the problem." Abortion rights in South Carolina have been saved, for the time being, by 5 women in the state Senate. In the last 8 months, Republicans have tried 3 times to ban abortion entirely, but they have been stopped each time by a group of 5 women in the Senate, including 3 Republican women. The ban was passed on Tuesday after hours of debate by all of the male legislators. Republican woman Penry Gustafson voted for a 6-week ban in February that ultimately failed. She explained to the Daily Beast that her decision had shifted in the weeks since their last conversation. She added, "Funny thing, when you learn and gather facts over time, sometimes your perspective evolves," clarifying that while she still supported some restrictions on the procedure, her views had changed. "Too many women have told me that 6 weeks is too short." Another Republican woman, Katrina Shealy, proposed a ban on abortions after 12 weeks, with an extension to 20 weeks for victims of incest and rape. She began by saying, "Men are 100% responsible for pregnancies. Men have a 100% success rate at having children. Men here, across the hall, and throughout South Carolina need to step up and be accountable for their ejaculatory output." The amendment was defeated in a vote, once again over the 5 women's objections. The bill will be challenged in court after it becomes law. A similar 6-week ban that went into effect in South Carolina after Roe was overturned was struck down by the state's highest court. However, the original female author of the opinion in that case retired earlier this year and was succeeded by a male colleague. While holding plastic spines delivered to their offices by the anti-abortion group Students for Life, the 3 Republican women in the Senate, who, along with the other 2 female legislators, call themselves the Sister Senators, filibustered the last attempt to ban abortion in the state in April. "I've got one hell of a spine already, but now I've got another backup," Shealy said at the time, as quoted in a New York Times profile of the ban. On Tuesday, all 5 women senators wore buttons that read, "Elect More Women," as they entered the chambers.